start?
That's fine. I'm good.
It's already in. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Is it in? Don't feel it.
We hit record.
Welcome, Nation, to Rogue Nation. I'm not even going to try. We've been trying. We've already started. We're going. Fuck it.
Oh,
wait, I'm still eating.
Well, eat during the fucking show. That's all I got to say.
Hey, toys are
You're
first.
the one that said
You
record.
You got the least to say for toys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's do a quick intro. Why
So welcome to Rogue Nation. With us tonight, we got Kevin of the Core, who's still eating.
Hey.
You can tell. You got Just George.
Yo, I'm done eating.
We got Vincent.
Yo.
The Sky Bison.
Sky Bison.
And then we got Heel Hunter Joe.
What's up?
And the big man Justin, me.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, it's kind of loose. Not much going on. But we're going to start out tonight with toys. And tonight's toys we're going to do is San Diego Comic-Con Funko Pop reveals. We got a bunch this week.
So many.
So many.
And there's more tomorrow and Friday. So buckle up, guys.
The pop reveals have not stopped. I'll just highlight a couple. There's a brand new teal chrome Batman because they do a chrome Batman every year.
Feels like more than once a year.
Oh yeah, because they did one 2 years in a row for twice that year. For the Emerald City, they did a green one.
Right.
Yeah. There's a Fortnite. There's an Overwatch. I think it's interesting that this year they have a Black Cauldron pop.
I never watched that movie.
I never did either, but it's got a big following.
That sounds familiar.
I never watched it.
Yeah, Black Cauldron Disney movie. Black Cauldron.
I've seen it.
It's got
it's
a
a movie.
huge following.
It's a cult following.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really like,
Usually, when you get deep into like the Disney fans, you find the Black Cauldron fans in the middle of them. It's. My wife's a fan. I've never seen it, but it's one of the darker Disney movies. I think that's why they like it.
I'm surprised she hasn't made you see it.
Wait. Disney making dark movies? Stop. Stop.
It must have been the 80s.
There's a
Pretty sure it's been old.
Carl and Ellie pop from 2-pack from Up when they were younger, which I think is really cool. I think this is funny. They're still making Scott Pilgrim versus the World pops, and we have the Vegan Police.
It was one movie. They've been making pops for this movie for
And they've been
7 years.
They've been piecemealing them too. You only get like one a year.
How many characters are in this movie?
I love the movie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think it's interesting that the fandom has sustained pops this long.
I've never watched the movie.
You've never seen it?
No.
You need to see it.
You
You should see
might
it.
actually enjoy this, maybe.
You need to see
Okay.
every Edgar Wright movie.
I just don't understand how they stretched out these many characters for this one movie.
And
But okay.
in keeping with the Chrome, there's another Chrome Vegeta.
Yay.
The only difference between the Chrome Batmans and the Chrome Vegetas is the Batmans are attainable. The Vegetas aren't.
Are you buying
That makes sense.
I don't play Fortnite.
Pinata?
I don't want to play.
Oh, the llama piñata? It's a llama piñata. They're a big deal.
And for all the fans of The Big Bang Theory, which I know there are not very many anymore, you have the entire cast dressed as the Justice League pops.
Oh, from that episode.
Yeah.
The Halloween episode.
Hell, Val might love that. The fiance would. She cried in the finale. I told her, really?
That's nice.
I was like, whatever. I cried during superhero movies.
I have not seen a single episode of my life.
I wish I was in that situation.
I actually like it.
I watched the entire show from beginning to end.
I'm missing the last 2 seasons. I kind of fell off, but I mean, it was
So
enjoyable.
I laughed.
Yeah, I laughed.
We got just like we have the fans of the Black Cauldron. We also have fans of the Dark Crystal, so we're getting the Dark Crystal pop.
Hey.
Mira from the Dark Crystal. On the list of pops that came out of nowhere for me, there's an Ultraman pop, glow in the dark, which actually looks really cool.
You'll never see it.
You'll never get it because it's from Toy Tokyo. Toy Tokyo employs a system where you go to their website and you have to wait for them to open the website.
Yeah.
And it could happen randomly throughout the day. It could happen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It could happen at 3 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't matter. Toy Tokyo will randomly open the website. And everybody that causes everybody to wait. And then as soon as they open it, within 40 seconds, everything's gone.
Usually how it
I
happens.
guarantee it.
Like clockwork every year.
Last year they had the Chrome Vegetas for that, or the Gold Chrome Vegetas, and the Ram Mans, the Masters of the Universe Ram Mans. The only way you could buy the Chrome Vegeta separate, but the only way to get the Ram Man was to buy the set of all 3 pops that they were selling, which was the Chrome Vegeta, a Green Hornet 2-pack, and the Ram Man. That was the only way to get it. And as soon as the website opened, I happened to catch it one day on luck. I went in I was still typing in my name, and the checkout cart said, "Sorry, your items are not available anymore." That's how fast they go.
Insane.
And then afterwards, they offer mystery boxes where you can buy a mystery box and maybe get one of the ones.
Yeah. That were listed or an older thing.
But chances are you're not going to get one. Because I bought 3 of them.
I had to trade a Haunted Mansion pop for it. So.
Wow. And the Haunted Mansion pops are insane.
No, not those. The ride.
The Israel.
The more recent one.
Still.
I don't have those. Jesus.
I found those.
Those are expensive.
Those are the only ones I really wanted to point out. Is anyone you wanted to point
out? Gamora.
Oh, yeah, the old style Gamora.
I'm definitely buying Gamora.
Comic or movie?
Comic.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
so with the skulls on the titties?
Yes.
Can we make it the episode name, please?
Skulls on Tiddies. I like that.
Write that down.
We got a Wong, which is a Walgreens exclusive. So
which for some reason looks black instead of Asian?
100%.
Well, he's a tanned Asian.
You know, I was going through it, and Nicole's like, why does he look black? I was like, that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
You got a gold Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Don't buy that. It's just the same one.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Those are the ones I really want to highlight. I mean, there's still more to come.
Tomorrow and Friday.
I'm kind of leaning. There's in the movies set because there's a bunch for the movies. There's a Office Space sticky note man.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And then there's a Teen Wolf. What I'm actually leaning towards.
Hey,
Teen
it's
Wolf.
me.
I might get that.
Yeah, it is.
And then there's Starship Troopers, Johnny Rico.
Hey, Rico.
Oh, I would like that.
There's a Jaws eating Quint.
That's kind of funny.
Which I like.
Funny, but
there's Mermaid Zoolander.
I never watched Zoolander.
Oh man!
And then
when the hell does that happen in the movie?
Second movie.
Was it? No, it's in the first movie when he's dreaming and he's thinking, he's like, "I'm a merman." He's not dreaming. I think he's doing a commercial or something.
That movie's so out there.
No, he's thinking about his father. Because he's telling his father, he's like, "I'm not a mermaid. I'm a merman." Because he's like, Jesus, Derek.
I might get that one. The Forrest Gump.
Oh, the Forrest Gump when he's running across country.
It's me again.
Yeah,
me again because it's bearded Forrest Gump.
So. There's a whole bunch more that are coming out. I just highlighted a couple because we don't need to go through every single one of them.
So since you're saying they're San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, that means they will only be sold over there?
No,
only during that time.
Most of them are shared exclusives with other places. Yeah. Like some of them will be at Hot Topic, some of them will be at Box Lunch, GameStop, Entertainment Earth,
Target.
Amazon, Target, Walmart.
So it's literally a day where you literally drive everywhere.
Yeah,
if you want,
if you got to pick the ones because I've been doing this for the past couple of years. You got to take a day off because it's on a weekday. It's Friday this year.
It's a Friday. Yep. It's usually on Thursdays, but yeah, Friday.
So it's Friday this year. You have to get to the place you want the most stuff from. So like for me, Hot Topic because it has all the ones I want. You probably have to get there about 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep. Wait out front for the line to start, and then when they open the door, you got to hope that they don't bum rush the counter because that happened to me at Barnes & Noble. I waited for 3 hours. I got up at 6. Was at a Barnes & Noble by 6:30. They don't open until 10. I waited the entire time. As soon as they opened the door, everybody was standing in the line. They were diplomatic outside, but as soon as the door opened, they bum rushed the counter and
Black Friday style.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and there are a handful that they'll only sell at the show. Like there's a Batman that they'll only sell.
He's
at
holding
the show.
a San Diego Comic-Con bag, like a shopping bag.
That's a cool little gimmick.
Yeah.
But the way they do it at the shows is it's all but done through lottery. So if you want to go to the Funko booth at San Diego Comic-Con, you have to register and hope your number's picked. So when you get to the show, you can actually enter the booth and buy. And then you got to hope the shit's there. It's not sold out.
Right.
It's rough.
It's
super.
You remember when collecting used to be fun?
Yeah.
This is not fun.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's been educating me in the finer points of trading up and just trying to get the right trades to get something that's valuable enough to get what you want. Because he likes the Looney Tunes, so he's getting the Duck Dodgers, the Marty Martian, and he's just been doing a lot of lower trades to get enough because apparently those are expensive. And I was like, why is Duck Dodger so expensive?
Well, they did like 4 different variants, and they all glow in the dark, and they're all different colors.
Yeah, he's trying to get all of them. He has, I think, the blue and green one right now.
The ship, the pop ride with the ship, the Duck Dodger ship, that's a 100+ pop right there.
Oh my god! But yeah, so he was educating me the finer points, and I was just like, this is ridiculous.
So you can
not fun.
You could go that route, or you could just go down the route of I just collect what I like. You know, that's what I do. You know, that's what I did. Well, I like getting some of the more expensive stuff, and don't get me wrong, if price is right and I have the opportunity, I will. But it's actually more fun to buy something at regular price and watch the price go up. You know,
right. That's kind of why I've been collecting the Dark Knight's Batman. I have Batman Who Laughs, Red Death's on pre-order. I'm going to be getting Dawnbreaker just because I like them, and maybe one day they'll actually be worth something.
Those are the 3 best ones, anyways.
If they do the Red Death and the Red Death becomes a character on Flash, the price on that will probably jump because of its character. Or if they put if you have a character that they announce for a movie, those usually jump in price because people start looking for them.
Nice. Hold on to those.
Yeah, so probably once they start doing let's say the Marvel Eternals, now that the movie's getting casted and everything, then that would probably jump.
Well, I mean, if you think about it like this, when Avengers came out, the original on DVD, the first Avengers movie, they sold them, and if you bought the DVD at Walgreens, you got a free pop with it too, which was for the movie. All those pops are worth money now.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Because they were the first ones to be. They were the movie versions and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when the second movie came out, people were clamoring and trying to find those first movie ones. Right. Even though they were going to make ones for the second one, they said, no, we want the ones from the first movie.
Of course. Yeah. First print.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I don't go spend hundreds of dollars on older stuff when it gets remade anyway and it looks better. So
Kevin's roommate Amir actually this weekend, he went and he purchased the Avatar ones for The Last Airbender. Mm-hmm. So he got the basic set, not the expensive, the glow in the dark ones, but he got all of them. Found them. Some we found at Box Lunch, and some we found online.
I'm missing one.
I'm missing the chaser.
I'm missing the Avatar hang on air scooter glow in the dark chase.
$80-$90.
Yeah, $100. Yeah. That's the only one I'm missing. I have the chases. I have the Chase Zuko. I have the Azula, which is you can only buy through a certain company. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that was harder to get that I have as well. But I have all of them. I actually had to go searching for those because they hadn't restocked yet. Wow. So, we don't have anything else as far as toys, right? There's no gaming this week. We kind of blew our load on gaming last week.
So did the gaming industry.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we're just going to move right on to comics. Kevin, you read Spider-Man, so you wanted to talk about the last 2 issues.
Yeah, because you and I are the only ones that read.
Yeah, I didn't.
He read. I was just giving him shit.
Yeah, but Joe, did you read anything? No, really? Not even one pick? Not even a garbage Transformers?
There was
Hey, those were your words.
It is garbage.
I jumped off.
It's garbage. What's the last one you read?
Like 6. Well, no, I didn't read them. The last one I read was 1.
Okay. Oh.
I never read the others.
It's still Diplomatic and Megatron and Optimus still.
My God, there's 7 issues in. They're still talking about.
Still talking.
That's
funny.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's like the Simpsons episode where they had the Star Wars thing and it was all it was Galaxy Wars.
Yeah.
And there was all it was like, it's all Senate stuff.
Yeah. It was.
That's funny as shit. But yeah, all I did was just read. Well, not all that I read was Amazing Spider-Man, but what I want to talk about is Amazing Spider-Man because it was the end of the Hunted arc that was on by Nick Spencer, our favorite on the podcast. And I read both the finale and the epilogue, so it's completely concluded the Hunted arc where the original Craven ganged up all the animal-themed villains by tasking Taskmaster and Black Hand to hunt down all the animal-themed villains and put them in a dome in Manhattan, Central Park, actually. Central Park created the dome created by Arcane.
Okay. Wow.
So the thing was, they just run amok while being hunted by these drones that are being piloted by these rich aristocrats who are these wannabe hunters for Craven to show them what it means to actually hunt. And then he didn't tell them that the backdraw or the disadvantage that they had, even though they're removed from the battlefield because it's piloted drones, is whatever happens to the drones happens to you in real life.
Right.
So like some people start dying off because Vulture like gets some of the villains to rise up against the drones or whatever, and it's not because Arcane just wants to throw a wrench into the game. So he gives them like a little device that disables like at least one or like a percentage of drones in some vicinity around him. So he starts winning as he gets more people on his side or whatnot. So I think the last time I spoke about it on the podcast was when after Peter was captured along with Lizard, because Lizard was going after them because his son Billy is in the dome. Captured them, and then Black Cat is trying to help him get out. So both Peter and Kirk Connors get caught, and the only way to get out is to literally remove the inhibitor chip from Kirk Connors. He does it, thus killing him. But then the lizard comes out, is unleashed, and it's ravenous. So from Peter's perspective, so the whole thing is from Peter's perspective, he finds bodies that Kirk Connors supposedly had killed all these guards along the way to get to his son, which is the finale, which is Amazing Spider-Man number 22. And when he's confronted by Craven goes up to him. He goes, the prophecy says I would only be killed by the spider. And he's like, so we have to do this. You've now finally crossed the line. You've killed, even though, the lizard is now out and you unleash the beast. Look what he's done. He's killed these people. Now you and I have to end this. So he's like, the only way I could do this, and he proves it to him, of his ultimatum. He rings in Arcane as some like hologram. And he's like, what are your orders? And he goes, if Spider-Man is to kill you, I'm to disable the dome and release all prisoners. So the only way is to kill Craven.
Dark.
Yeah, so super dark. The whole issue of the finale, or at least more than half, is him coming to grips of to kill him or not, and then him trying to understand like these men that he's seen before him, the guards, are dead because he killed Connors. He let out the lizard. There's some kind of like yelling match of like ideals or whatever. And then I believe Peter's like kept in a chokehold or whatever. And as soon as he comes to, fights Craven, almost wins. Then he realizes that the guards all have puncture wounds that don't match Lizard's bite marks. So he's like, oh, it was Craven. He was trying to one-up me, but in a time, like an emotional moment or whatnot. So he tells him, he's like, look, like, I know he didn't kill him. That means he's still good.
Right.
So he forces Craven's body to like look in some like monitors or whatever. And you see Lizard come across Billy and Black Cat about to be attacked by the young Craven clone, who's more savage.
Right.
Kurt attacks him, but doesn't kill him. So thus saving Billy and Black Cat. And Peter's like, see, like I proved it. People are good, no matter what is in their DNA. So Craven's like, oh, now I understand this and that. I understand what I must do. The spider must kill me. And he goes, I don't know what that means, but does this mean I can leave? He goes, yes, that's fine. Like, don't worry. And he tells Arcane, he's like, let the spider go. So he could go save, Billy and Black Cat and whatnot. Plus, he really wants to leave because he keeps getting visions that MJ is hurt. And he doesn't know why he's getting those visions. He's blaming on the poison that Craven induced him in like earlier issues. A really awesome fucking twist. It's being told as this whole prophecy of only a spider could kill Craven. It's being told as for some reason Craven is going up to like a coffin, and it's like this like ritual thing. Like it looks like a ritualistic like funeral, but no one's there, nothing's going on yet. And he's talking about the prophecy or whatever. And you see Spidey running, and mind you, for some reason Spidey is in the Venom suit. But it's not the Venom suit. It's just like a suit that looks like it.
The black costume?
Which I believe that's the last time him and Craven fought.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why. So then it ends with him again talking about like his new ideology of what Peter has shown him about good and evil. But he's like, this always needs to be a hunt anyways. But my hunt now has ended, and it will begin for the next era of, I forget the kingdom of Kravenoff, what's the name of that? But it ends with him. He opens the coffin, and it's the black suit. It's the Venom black suit that Spidey's wearing. It's like, what the fuck? And then it cuts to Spidey running, and he gets he literally bumps into the young Craven clone. They fight, and he stabs him, and you're like, oh shit, like what the fuck? And then it's Craven talking to the young Craven, and he's like, your hunt now begins. The spider has killed the Craven. And and the young Craven is yelling, crying, removes the mask, and it's old Craven, the old original Craven. And then thus cuts back to the funeral thing, and it's him still in the suit. They place him in the spider suit as if like symbolizing the spider has killed the Craven. And it's like a cool,
like a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a really really cool metaphor. But then it ends with Peter getting to the apartment. MJ has been attacked. Because there's glass and there's blood or whatever. He's like, what, freaking out, like, what the fuck, whatever. And then MJ comes out, like, with this, like, towel thing, whatever. After he's, like, crying. It's, like, a really fucking crazy emotional moment. And she's like, where the fuck have you been? And she's just there, like, it's all good. And he's like, what has happened? I thought something happened. He's like, I saw the blood, the glass, and that. She goes, well, somebody always leaves their costume and clothes on the way when they go fight off heroics. So she tripped over it. Her hand went through some glass or whatever.
So she hurt herself.
Yeah, she just hurt herself with her. But then it cuts to these like bug things crawling away from the sofa and then onto the ledge of the window where she went her hand through. And it's that new villain that we haven't gotten the name of since like issue 1. That weird guy made of bugs with a hoodie.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I thought you would expect more from me. I wouldn't just flat out attack her. I want her to die by your hands. Everyone you know will die, and it will be your fault. Nothing that I would do. But I will be there in the end to prove you wrong, or something like that. And I'm just like, who are you? Like, it's so maddening that that's the cliffhanger. So then the epilogue is just, it feels like the ending of Lord of the Rings, where it's like 12 fucking endings.
Wow.
It's like literally every character from the Haunted arc gets an ending. And to sum up, because I don't want to talk too much about it, like for some reason Chameleon was spared by Craven, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna get the spider for this. That's it. And it's just like Chameleon was just fucking there, like for no reason. And then it ends with now that the young clone takes up the mantle and name as the Craven, as now Craven the Hunter, whatever. So he puts on like his old the old lion coat and everything. He has the family dagger and everything. Yeah.
Right.
He gets all that, so now he looks like
Craven
from old, when he was young and strapping young lad. But the only coolest ending besides the whole Bugman thing is that was left lingering was everyone is arrested from in the dome and whatnot of all the villain, the animal themed villains that at least sided with Vulture, because a lot are dead. A lot of people fucking died. What was his name? I think it was Man Ape.
Okay.
And then something called Gimp or something, or it was like another, huh?
The Gibbon.
The Gibbon, he dies. A lot actually died, but it's a lot of like third tier. Then, actually, right, Vermin is let loose. That Arcane, like fucking around with, like messing around with experiments, duplicated Vermin. So there's like hundreds of Vermin of this like mutated guy that looks like a crazy ravenous beast. He mutated him, and now he's just running around in the sewer. Just there, just fucking loose because everyone was arrested. But yeah, the only thing I really liked from the epilogue that was left lingering of all these other endings was Vulture. He's like, their mistake was putting us all together in the same prison, and it's like he goes, and Savage 6 always had a nice ring to it, and it's all the mainline villains of the animal themed villains. So it's like Rhino, Vulture, Scorpion. Instead of Sinister 6, it's Savage 6. And it's all the animal ones.
Like
Craven's not it.
I like that.
It's just being led by Vulture.
I like that better.
So to me, I was just like, I was already thinking about dropping the book, and I might still drop it. But the Savage 6, I'm like, that catches my attention.
Bugman sounds like Arkham Knight. I mean, like he sounds like the Arkham Knight. Mm-hmm. Like,
right, yeah, because clearly whoever the bug man
knows
in the hood
Spider-Man
knows, right, because
like
he knows
Knight.
Peter, went to his apartment, he knows Kingpin, he knows everyone. And apparently he has like blackmail against all these villains. So it's like, who the fuck is this person?
If it's an Osborn, I swear to God.
Oh, that would piss me off. It's just like,
I swear to God.
Oh, man.
I don't know if it is.
That would suck.
I don't know if it'd be an Osborn. That'd be kind of anticlimactic if they did.
Yeah.
If it's Norman.
An evil Ben.
But why would he be as all bugs?
An evil Uncle Ben would be sick.
Oh my god!
Wow.
What do they always say? They always said there was two people in the Marvel Universe that were never going to come back. Bucky and Uncle Ben. And Bucky came back, so
Bucky came back.
Uncle Ben's gonna make that comeback.
But yeah, it was cool. I might drop it, but the Savage 6 does catch my attention. And the art is nice.
Nick Spencer's going to be at the Supergun, the Florida Supergun.
Nice.
I hate that comic.
Yeah.
It's so
Florida?
cheesy.
Not only that, it's so south.
It's like Walmart compared to Mega's comic.
Oh yeah.
It's like
No argument here. I was just mentioning those up here.
Yeah, that was my pick. Justin, what was your pick?
I read Silver Surfer Black, which I've been waiting for a while.
I also read.
Donny Cates writing Silver Surfer is really exciting for me.
Did you read it, Joe?
I downloaded it, but no. I didn't read. But
The book is like a giant acid trip.
oh,
It really is.
Down
but
to the
it's good.
psychedelic art.
Yeah, the art is whoa. The art is hard to place, but I gotta say, Donny Cates' writing brings you through. It starts out with all of them in the black, because if you read the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know that most of the cosmic heroes were thrown into a black hole by the Black Order, and then the only ones that got out were Phyla-Vell, Beta Ray Bill, Moondragon, and what was the other one that got out?
Is that Ghost Rider?
Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Those are the only ones that got out. Well, this kind of tells you how. And you got a little piece of it if you read the Guardians of the Galaxy annual, which I did, but there really wasn't much in there to kind of talk about. Basically, Silver Surfer got the idea real quick to take Cosmic Ghost Rider's chain and wrap it around Beta Ray Bill's hammer and throw it out of that black hole and have everybody grab on and fall out. But he didn't go with him. He stayed in the hole. And this story is his trip through the black hole. And once you get past all the psychedelic shit that happens, and then you get to like the nitty gritty of the book, which is when he lands on a planet inside the black hole, which I'm assuming, I don't know if he got out. I don't remember him getting out, do you?
Of the black hole?
Yeah.
He just kept falling.
Yeah. So eventually he falls onto a planet.
Yeah.
And
but I don't want to skip. He saves everyone else in the black hole.
Yeah, he gets everybody out. He's the only one that stays.
Yeah, but the way he does the second wave to me is insane. Where he admits the cosmic powers to bend the fabric of this hole, and he bends it to his will to let everyone else out, but he can't. Because something needs to be left behind to keep it open or whatever for them to get out. Mm-hmm. And I love how it's the little asterisk of follow how long how everyone else fared after falling out. And it's it's Guardians Annual #1, which I read, and it was cool following where everyone landed. They all landed in disparate places and planets and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I read it, but there wasn't really much there.
There wasn't. That's why. But I just liked how this led to that.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you read that first because it was the week before.
Right, it was weird. It was placed on...
And the only thing Donny Cates wrote was a page with the dog.
With Cosmo.
Cosmo, the Russian space dog.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great. So he falls, and he ends up on a planet. And on this planet are these 3 Guardians. And he doesn't realize he keeps trying to talk to them we don't have to fight. We don't have to do this. And they keep just attacking him.
Yeah.
Until he finally gets the drop on him. And he ignites a sun inside, using all of his cosmic ability. He ignites a sun over this planet, which has been in complete darkness up until that point. And the response, the fallout from it is half of his hand turns black. It's because he's used so much of his power that he's starting to tarnish. So this actually leads into the thought that I had that maybe this is him becoming the fallen one from Thanos Wins.
Nice.
But once he defeats all 3 of these gods, which are dressed like weird... You know what it reminded me of? Remember, you ever seen the movie The Cell?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like if that cell had samurai in it, with all that weird dream shit. That's what they look like to me. They look like the dream version samurai. So he defeats them all, and he ends up getting into what they're guarding. And the big...
You know what they look like? The big monster... the thing that requires more than like a whole deck of cards on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exodia.
They look like different, like dark versions of him.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And they all have swords, and they all So he defeats them all because this planet is in eternal darkness because it's in a black hole. So once he ignites light, they're all like defeated because they can't. Right. They're guarding like a tomb. Once he gets inside the tomb door kind of bursts open, and it's Null, the Venom, the symbiote god.
Yeah.
He's on this planet in this black hole. Because if you read Venom in the first couple issues, Null attacked Venom, but it wasn't him. It was like an extension of him.
Yeah.
And you didn't know where he was. Apparently, this is where he is. He's either stuck on this planet. We don't know why. That's where the book ended, was him, Null, having Silver Surfer by the throat.
Yeah, because last I remember where Null was he was on the planet Klon, being surrounded by the symbiotes that...
Like a prison.
Right. So
but I thought they had said that wasn't him. That was just an extension of him as well.
No,
Jesus.
That was an extension too?
I thought that's what I had read.
Christ.
I could be wrong. Excuse me. I could be wrong. I don't.
I mean,
we're talking a book that was over a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm out. But very good read. Yeah. I actually dig the art a lot. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I do like that Donnie's he's keeping up with his way of writing, where he throws in shit that because some writers as a twist, yeah. Some of these writers, they kind of go, I got this great story, and then you read it and you go, I don't know anything that's going on in this because I don't know. This is all brand new.
Yeah.
But Donnie likes to give you brand new stuff, but kind of reminds you that, hey, we like the old stuff too, so I'm going to throw some stuff in there for you to be happy.
I like that he's almost carved out like his own like Donnie-verse.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
In the Marvel, comics.
Because I will say at this point, pretty much any book he puts his name on, I think I'm going to read.
Yeah.
Even if it's like the Gibbon #1, I'm like, fuck, I got to see his take on the Gibbon. I mean, shit.
Even though he's dead.
Yeah. Dead Gibbon. You don't think he'd write a Dead Gibbon? Cosmic Hero Dead Gibbon?
Carnage Dead Gibbon.
Yeah. And that shit's coming up in 2 months. The Carnage, Absolute Carnage.
Oh, that's right, yes.
I can't wait for it. Just because he's right.
I'm going to read that.
But it's cool how it's true. Everything he's written is connecting down to like something as Earth-based as Venom, and now Guardians, and then Silver Surfer. Like he's all connecting everything that he's writing. He's connecting it all as if forcing his fans to read them all.
I like that though. I like that he does that. It makes it. If you do read it, you get it like a little bonus. I dig that. But total worth reading. Silver Surfer, Black. Give it my seal of approval. Think everybody should be on it.
My own little honorable mention. I'm not going to talk much about it. To me, Bendis' Superman is still amazing.
I read it. The only thing I read it. I see what they're doing with it. I do love the whole Zod and thing going on in there, where Zod's actually trying to work with Superman against Rogol Zaar. But it just
to me that was such an interesting twist in the last.
Yeah. It was, what did you like? And Jor-El being like, "What did you guys say in Super Speed?" Oh, you cut that, did you?
Because we haven't talked about that book in so long. That's why I was like, I want to give it a shout out. I was like, yo, this book is still great.
Did we talk about? No, we didn't. Event Leviathan came out this week.
Yeah.
So did you read it?
No, it just came out yesterday. No, today.
No, Event Leviathan came out last week.
I thought was it the event or was it the prelude to the event that came out last
week? That's Leviathan Rising.
Which I talked about.
Yeah, he talked about that. But this one was Event Leviathan with Bendis and Malieve, where that's the story. I read it.
Oh, okay, you did.
I did read it.
Good or no?
It's hard to say.
Does it just started?
It's just starting. It has potential, but I will say that it's a little confusing for me. But I didn't read. Maybe if I read Leviathan Rising, it'd make a little bit more sense.
But even with
really
talking about it doesn't help.
No, because I'll tell you why. The book is really Batman and Lois Lane arguing. That's funny. It's really what it is. Because they're kind of, you get little flashbacks of, they're arguing over how much Talia had to do with what happened.
Right.
And then fucking Green Arrow shows up. And then at the end of the book, you see Question kind of lurking in the background. They don't know he's there, but they decide they need to get more detectives in on it. Steve Trevor, he's there. and they start accusing each other of being Leviathan, which is like I'm reading.
Comic book.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't. I'd have to read. I can't give it a fair shake yet.
Okay.
I have to give me more time on it. Magic?
I'll be completely honest. I did read the Magic the Gathering Chandra issue 2, which came out I think a couple weeks ago. But there wasn't a lot of meat in the bones. I was a little disappointed. It picks up where the last one left off, where she was like trying to save some people from an exploding volcano. And you figure a pyromancer.
That sounds cool. How the hell? How does that disappoint?
Well, because as she's saving people, and she's a pyromancer, she can control fire. She's doing a good job. She's kind of messing up here and there, but she gets covered in debris and almost dies. And she has to, since she's a plane walker, she has to shift back, and she shifts back to her house in front of her mom, gasping and almost dying. And her mom gets mad at her because she keeps saying, "You're pushing yourself too hard. You're trying to, forget the past by doing too much right now, and it's gonna kill you." Of course, puts her to bed, wakes up, comes to go see her. She's gone again. Typical, hey, I'm a teenager trying to save the world issues.
Angsty teenager. Yeah.
But it does, because the whole thing about this was that something happened in her past recently, and it does touch on it a little bit more and more, that Ravinka, which is one of the famous cities of Magic the Gathering, something bad happened. And like she accidentally killed someone or something happened. They don't specify, but at one point she accidentally, again, plane shifts somewhere else because she's in danger by doing heroics, and she gets to this place, which I don't remember the name right now, and she's seen, it's a world where all the scary things we think about, werewolves, vampires, ghosts, exist. So, and then there's an ice specter, of course, the exact opposite of her, coming at her. At the same time, she's getting like visions, but they're manifesting of people who she says are dead. You can't be here, you're dead. This all happened in Ravinka. And it's like, okay, cool. What happened? And they don't tell you. And then it just drops off with another cliffhanger of her fighting these demons of her past, as well as other bad guys. So I'm just like, who are these guys? And it's kind of throwing you out there. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm even enjoying this at this point. It's like, I like Magic the Gathering. I like Chandra. But at the same time, I'm not getting a lot of story out of it. So I might give it one more issue because it is super spread out. So by the time the next issue comes around, I'll probably forget that I didn't like this. And I'll read it and I'll give it another shot.
Oh yeah, this sucked. What am I doing?
Yeah, I'll get to the end of it. I'm like, this is why I didn't remember it.
Hey, trust me, a lot of comics do that. Where they all of a sudden the writer just goes off the deep end. You're like, what are you doing?
It's such a, I mean, I don't have it physical, obviously, but at the same time, it feels like such a thin book. There's not much in there. The writing is very spaced out and all the panels and everything. And I was just like, I want more. I guess I'm just used to different writers who are just, they go deep into it, or, hell, I already know the history of Batman and Superman and stuff like that. Right. I read those books. I already have the world built up for me. So maybe they're doing some small world building and they're taking their damn time.
The key, I always thought the key to a good comic was a book that balanced your art and your writing. It's enough writing to where you're entertained and you don't feel like you cheated, and enough art to balance out so you don't feel like you're just reading a book.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of comics out there that are just like long pages of just writing, and you're like, I would have bought a novel. I don't need this.
I will say that the art is beautiful for it. I do love the art. So
it is a visual medium, so because there are a lot of comics out there that don't seem to understand that. Okay, moving on to television. In the television news, Aqualad cast in Titans season 2, and we also got the first look at Superboy from Titans season 2.
Nice.
Which really is anticlimactic because it's just a guy in jeans and a black t-shirt
with
an S on it.
It's Superboy. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, right. I dig that they're doing that version of Superboy though, because that version of Superboy is the clone, and he doesn't have Superman's powers. He has telekinesis, which mimic Superman's powers.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's gonna be.
It's called tactile. He calls it tactile telekinesis. So that was always the way it was explained in the comics, but then they tried to change him because then they revealed that he's actually a clone of Superman and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And when Jeff Johns wrote the book, when he jumped on to Teen Titans, or he started the book Teen Titans, when he rebooted it, I should say.
Yeah.
And Superboy, he actually started giving him Superman's powers, like heat vision and stuff, like really kind of moving past the basic clone abilities, and he was starting to inherit Superman's real abilities. So,
but I'm guessing at a lesser degree, maybe, or was he just full on?
Well, he couldn't control his heat vision. Like that was like there was a whole thing with that. And then I remember when they revealed that he was half Lex Luthor, he shaved his head.
Yeah.
It was weird.
But then
before
I was going to go more Jesse Pinkman and Breaking Bad.
Before they could really explore where this was all going, Infinite Crisis happened, and he died in Infinite Crisis.
Oh, and we haven't seen him until he recently got back, right?
So Prime, right?
Yeah.
Superboy Prime.
Yeah, you're Young Justice.
Well, yeah, Superboy Prime was part of that,
Right.
but he was from a different Earth.
Right.
Yeah. No, but recently we have the original Superboy.
Yeah, he's in Young Justice now.
He was in a Crystal Planet.
Yep.
The Gem World.
The Gem World, there we go. And he had a whole family there.
Yeah, he had a family.
There's a farmer. Go figure, right? Come on, poetic. Right in the fields.
So I didn't catch the name of the guy. Did you catch the name of the guy that was cast?
No, and it's not an actor I'm familiar with anyway.
Okay, so
Wait, playing
Aqualad.
Aqualad, yeah, the one playing Aqualad doesn't look familiar either.
Yeah.
But it gets me excited. I'm like, cool, because I liked,
Is he gonna have the purple eyes?
the casting is probably gonna be the Aqualad that's Garth.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe it's correct.
Right. Which sucks because George and I are coming from, like the Young Justice era of that's Calderon.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as much as I'm liking Calderon, Garth has a little bit more of a different skill set.
Yeah, but this is also
because he's a student of the
Magic.
of the what do they call it though?
Oh,
They call it something else.
Yeah,
Unseen Arts. Maybe.
this version of Titans though is also all of these characters before they've kind of moved on. So because Dick is still Robin, so it makes sense that Garth would be Aqualad instead of Calderon, and then everybody's still nobody's kind of adopted their next.
Isn't Dick already on his way to being Nightwing?
He's on his way, but he's not there
yet.
yet.
On the path.
Yeah, they already.
He just burned his suit.
Yeah, he burned his suit, and then they've already teased that in season 2 we will get
eventually
Nightwing suit.
I mean, he's gonna need a suit. He just burned the Robin suit.
For real, he's not gonna keep doing heroics, fucking in a t-shirt.
And
He might. And then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I need a suit."
And they cast Ian Glenn. He's gonna be Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, that to me is cool as fuck, man. From Jorah to
Bruce Wayne,
Batman. That's cool.
I didn't think they would actually have a Bruce Wayne.
Me too.
But I guess DC Universe, they have more leeway.
It's old Bruce Wayne.
It's really awkward because I kept telling George, I'm like, it was so jarring of like Bruce Wayne is like right there, but he's just giving young Dick his back
notes.
and like he would give him like notes. It's like, yo, just fucking turn around. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was done. I mean, unique way of doing it.
He didn't earn Bruce's face. Okay,
Yeah.
he got Bruce's back.
So I just pulled it up here. The actor who's playing Garth Aqualad is from Pretty Little Liars, Drew Van Acker.
Nice.
Yeah,
CW show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just more, pretty people. Put on
more things for you to hate, Joe.
I really do. I haven't watched one episode.
Well, hey, if you're not gonna watch Titans, go ahead and watch Swamp Thing. It's absolutely.
So
fantastic.
I did. I watched episode 1.
Oh,
And Nicole turned to me. She goes, "This is Stranger Things." I was like, "Okay, turn it off."
why would she say that? Break my
Nicole's
heart,
like-
Nicole.
I was like, "This is a lot like Stranger Things." This is a little girl. And this is a little girl. Yeah.
Little
this-
girl.
I was like, "Okay."
Killing me.
Hey,
Well,
but why continue watching when it's canceled? So it's not going
but
anywhere.
it's still gonna be a good
Don't.
show.
I've been making that argument every week. They don't get it.
I said, it's
You
canceled.
watch it for the entertainment value, and who knows? It might get picked. Well, Justin already said if it gets picked up, he'll watch it.
I'm just going off of experience.
It's not gonna get.
I got 40 years of watching television, and every time they cancel a TV show that I've finished to the end, I've been really disappointed because I've gone, God damn it, that was good, and I want more.
Like
And I'm
Firefly,
like, yeah, kind of.
I'm still trying to get over Clark Lewis and
I
Clark.
got more though. I got a movie out of
we did get a movie out of it, and it was great.
Yeah, you fucking. How many years later? It was like, wasn't it like 7 years later, 5 years later?
No, was it 2 or 3.
Dude, it was what? It was not 2 years later.
Firefly and Serenity, they weren't that far apart.
it. They weren't that far apart.
All right, fine.
There's only one.
In other TV news,
Another TV news, you got the Amazon trailer for The Boys, which I gotta tell you, kind of creeps me out.
creeps you
Kinda.
out, really?
Dude,
It
the fucking
hypes
girl
me up.
right in the guy's face and then smashes his head. Dude, that's
fucking cool.
oh
No. The chick who gets her whole body destroyed by the speedster. And the
Yeah!
dude's just holding the
Oh
arm.
yeah.
Yo,
I almost hurled.
That one I just saw.
and I
just
didn't
a red
get it
band.
because when I'm watching the trailer, I thought she exploded from like a power of his or something.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what happened? And it's just a speedster just went through her, and I was like, oh fuck.
he was probably hungover or something, and he wasn't seeing straight. They're gonna play like these superheroes are a bunch of pieces of shit.
Just to go back, Firefly was 2003. Serenity was 2005.
There you go. 2 years.
Felt longer. But
And if you're a
Amazon's
big fan of
boy.
the show, yeah, you probably did feel a little longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the boys look to me.
Oh,
looks
I'm
awesome,
sold.
man.
I want to see it.
100%.
I've been reading the wikis on it and everything like that. I've been thinking about reading the book. That's something we could add to the list. But
It's a comic?
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I thought you knew that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a comic. It was written by Garth Ennis. It was actually an Image comic, and then they dropped it after issue 7, and then it was picked up by Dynamite and finished out by Dynamite because it was such a good concept. The reason why was it Image? It might have been DC. I gotta look that up.
That happens.
But the
I
reason
don't
why it
think
was
it
just so crazy that the people who were originally publishing it's like, we can't continue with this.
That's not something DC would do.
Yeah, just in the trailers, it's hyper violent. People are having sex, and people are fucking
Well,
dying
like,
in just the most insane
By
ways.
superheroes.
In the comic, the super team that they're trying to take down, the newest member is like a young girl, and in the comic, the way they recruit her is she's got to blow the head guy, the Superman archetype.
Yeah, wow. That's
When does this start?
The boys the next month.
The end of next month.
Yeah.
The 21st, I think it might have been. Joe, you may or may not like
Dude,
it.
dude,
I have to watch the trailer.
and Carl Urban in just the most incomprehensible accent.
Oh, but I loved
He's a good actor.
The pep talk.
Yeah,
the
he's
pep
a
talk.
great
I know,
actor.
that's exactly where I was going. I loved the fucking Spice Girls pep talk.
Yeah.
Where's Sporty Spice?
I
What?
don't know. Where's Baby Spice? I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't really work unless they work together. Timmy
love
sucks
it.
at spit pep
Bro,
talk.
he's such a good character actor. Like, he disappears into his roles.
And I'm okay with that.
And one of the cool things about this show is it's created by the creator of the show, Eric Kripke, guy who created Supernatural.
That is right. I did read that, which I'm okay with. And another alumni from another big show is working on producing. So
Yeah, give me a second. I'll look that up for you too. Hang on a second.
And to me, another thing,
Wildstar. So yeah, it was DC. They originally started publishing it 1 through 6, and then it was dropped, and then 7 through 72 was Dynamite.
So
72?
besides Carl Urban, this cast is fucking ridiculous because
Huge.
of Anthony Starr is the lead from Banshee on Cinemax.
Oh,
And
Seth
I
Rogen.
love that show.
Seth and Evan Goldberg. They're the other producers.
After Preacher. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The same vein of like that raunchiness and the tropes of like comic book tropes and whatnot.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, just that's cool that Anthony Starr, because I don't remember seeing Anthony Starr in the trailer, so I don't know who he is
I
in
think
The Boys.
I think he's the protagonist. I think he's the one we're following.
Really? Because the trailer I've seen only follows that Carl Urban the most.
No, because he's recruited. He's the brand. See, I read the wikis on the book, so I think he's the one that he's recruited onto the team as the next member because it was like 5 members, but one of them wouldn't reform the team.
Okay.
So he's the newest member. But I think he's the one where the girl.
Yeah,
the
when
girl.
he goes into the video store and he's like, "You're not the only one who's been wronged by these guys."
Yeah, so the guy
damn.
when the
So he
when the
was-
speedster liquefies the girl by
Mhm.
running through it, he's
Oh,
the guy holding the arm.
No, I know that's not him.
That's not him?
Because
Oh.
it's like a way younger person. I think Starr is
Is it?
older.
Maybe it's him.
Yeah, it's probably the other
And it
younger
looks like
guy.
he gets recruited because he's in other scenes later on with Carl Urban.
No,
And they
I
focus
don't.
on him in the trailer. a
I
little
don't
bit.
remember seeing Anthony Starr, but it's cool that you're mentioning the DC Justin because Karen Fukuhara is in it, and she was Katana in Suicide Squad,
Oh,
and she was
Oh,
good.
yeah,
And she was good for the little bit that she was good. So now this cast and then this insane trailer has me hyped.
Oh, Anthony
definitely.
Starr. He's the Superman architect. He's Homelander.
Oh shit!
Oh, so he's our big bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
good.
So
I wanna see
no
it.
wonder I didn't see him because he looks completely different.
Yeah, the other guy, that guy Jack Quaid, he's the one that the liquefied girl.
Yeah, because I knew it was someone younger.
Man, every time you say it, my stomach turns. I remember that scene.
See, that's the scene that gets you. The scene that gets me, I can't explain it. The scene that gets me is the chick red in the guy's face and then fucking smashes his head.
Didn't they do it in a Final Destination?
I didn't see it.
Final Destination. I don't know. They did a lot of Final Destination.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth Shue is in it too. So,
Bro, that's so funny.
Oh yeah, isn't she one of the heroes?
Probably the original 7. Because I that's what I'm not understanding. Like, okay, since you've read the wiki, Justin, you have to kind of explain it to me a little bit better. My understanding is there's like a Justice League analog, and then there are these boys or these people that like took care of them.
no. There's a Justice League analog, and they're sponsored, and they get their powers from a corporation. Okay, and they're looked after by like talent agents and handlers and everything. Basically, like a TV show. Like they would have, like movie stars would have
Like
people
rock
that would
stars.
constantly, yeah. The boys in the comic are a group, part of the Black Ops group of the CIA, and they're created to kind of keep these people in check because they succumb, because they have all these abilities. They succumb to the hype and they just start doing anything they want to do. And the boys are the ones that have to kind of step in and go, "You can't do what you want to do. You have
But
to
do the
toe
boys
line."
have powers as well?
No,
They're powerless.
but they use anything that's necessary. All the members of the group, the Justice League analog, get their powers from a serum. And this guy Jack Quaid, he's going to get abilities because Carl Urban's character sneaks it to him, doesn't know it, so he gets some abilities that way.
Okay.
But in the show, they're not part of the CIA, from what I understand. In the show, they're just a group of people that have decided that these guys keep stepping over the line, and somebody has to pull them back.
Well,
That's funny.
that scene in the trailer where again Carl Urban's giving that great pep talk of his, they're in like an office like area, so they might be part of some organization.
The only thing I know is that when they're referred to in the comic, they're referred to as part of the CIA, a deep cut like Black Ops version of it, but they still report to somebody.
Yeah,
They don't mention the CIA stuff when they describe them in the TV show.
exactly.
But that's only in the description, so maybe that's something that's revealed that they don't want to let out yet.
Yeah, that might be it.
But it's known. I don't know why. I don't know. Because they have a handler too, because Jennifer Esposito is their handler. Because she's an agent.
I'm hyped as hell for this.
Yeah, I
Me
want to
too.
see it.
I'm trying to find the
I'll be honest.
damn release. I don't know when is this out.
July 21st. I honestly think it's July 21st.
I would have said the 23rd. Well, no,
Well,
we're both wrong. 26th.
It would be Friday.
26th.
Yeah, it would be Friday.
So we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, we were there.
And the good thing about Amazon is they release all the episodes, so we can just binge watch it in the weekend and hopefully talk about it the following
How
week.
many
Yeah.
episodes is it? 8?
It should be only 8.
8
Because
episodes.
I know I read that for sure somewhere.
8 episodes.
Okay, 8 episodes by Wednesday. No,
That's
we
not
can do
bad. We could do that.
that. Well, except for Joe.
Except for me. No, I'll watch.
As long as you can get the first episode in,
No. If I like the first one, no.
you're gonna go all the way through.
All the way.
I just have to ask just to get to know the reaction is Vinny. Is Vinny has now that you've gotten into comics because you're the savage that's finished like 12 series in like 6 days.
It's like 7.
Man,
Jesus.
What
What did you think of the boys trailer?
I have not seen it, so I haven't said anything.
What?
Okay. From the concept that you've heard from our reactions, does that sound
It sounds
interesting?
interesting, yes. 100%.
And look who makes it in just in time.
Ghost Hunter
What's up,
Mir.
brother?
What's up, guys?
I love the shirt.
Thank you.
Go.
You know where it's from?
Go. Come on, bro. That's
No, that's
Chippendale.
it.
No.
No, but it's a bit of
We're
Chippendale,
looking.
no?
We're playing Guess That Shirt right now.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
It's
Amir.
great for the fucking radio.
Yeah. We'll put a picture on Instagram.
It's an N64 game called Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, the scroll on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I knew you, but I
How many
couldn't.
scrolls do you know have a little Uzi in their
Yeah,
hand?
Uzi.
The Uzi's blue. It blends in with his shirt.
And this whole squirrel wants to do a shirt.
But well, just some real quick news for a show that I liked. Umbrella Academy season 2.
Yep.
They started principal, not photography, but the table reads. And Gerard Way was there. He shared some pictures about it. It looks very promising. The hype is real. I really like that show.
I liked it. Super weird, but I liked it.
Yeah, super weird. And in the end, I was actually able to predict by the end of it. So I was happy, but not happy at the same time. But it was great either way.
I mostly now at this point just care about the characters.
Well, that's all you really have to do with a TV show.
I mean, yeah, they built up those characters a lot.
In fact, if that's the testament of a good show. If you don't care about the characters, the show sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
All the characters are broken.
Everyone's
Everyone's so broken.
And my favorite is the most broken one. The gay heroin addict.
The gay heroin addict who sees dead people.
Yeah.
So it's just the gay heroin addict.
Right.
Yeah, he turned to drugs because he can see dead people.
I'm sure if you find enough heroin addicts, they're all going to tell you, "Oh man, I see dead people every day."
my father's still ashamed.
Nice.
I think
So
I picked it up, but okay.
moving on to some reviews. I finished Lucifer season 4.
That's right.
That's the Netflix one.
That's the Netflix one. Did anybody watch the first 3 seasons of Lucifer at all?
Haven't touched them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Basically, the gimmick of the show is it's based off the Vertigo comic. It was a character that was introduced in Sandman. Lucifer, King of Hell, decides he doesn't want to be the King of Hell anymore, leaves Hell, and he's on Earth now. And in his own comic, he had actually opened up a nightclub called Lux, and he did favors for people. This show kind of took that concept and ran with it and added a procedural to it, so that he still does those things, but he's actually working with a cop, and it's a basically a villain of the week procedural.
Mm-hmm.
The difference being the cop actually makes him vulnerable, because over the course of the show you find out that she was actually hand created by God to be like a foil for him.
Whoa.
So yeah, but like the whole first season is him. He's the devil. He looks handsome. He really has no care in the world. He talks about how he hates his father a lot. Oh, and the other conceit on the show is the fact that the Lucifer's in therapy. He has to deal with his problems through therapy. So
I mean, that's one way, since we can't really hear the character's thoughts. That's one way to do it. That's cool. It's a visual medium,
So you have him. You have his brother Amenadiel, who is the angel that took over for him in Hell when he left, and he's come to Earth. The whole first season is him trying to convince him to go home and to go back to Hell. And he's like, I'm not. He had cut off his wings as soon as he came to Earth, and he burnt, and he got rid of them. And then he found them again, and then he decided to burn them so that he could never put them back on. But then in the middle of the second season, or in the beginning of the second season, he got them back magically, and he can't. Because he was kidnapped at the end of the first season, and he woke up in the desert. And when he woke up, he had his wings back. And the whole thing was, who did this? And you ended up finding out it was God.
I was saying, damn it, Jesus.
Yeah. So the first 3 seasons are really your just run-of-the-mill procedural. This season, which is only 10 episodes, the first 3 seasons were all 22 because they were on network television.
Right. 22.
So there was a lot of filler. This season actually cut all that filler out for the most part, and dealt with the storyline and then kind of what he's going through. And what he's going through this whole season is that at the end of season 3, he finally was able to tell the cop that convinced the cop that he's the devil. He's been telling her since the first episode. He tells everybody, I'm the devil.
He has the power to like bring out people's dark secrets or something.
Yeah,
right?
he has the power to he stares people in the eye and asks them what they desire, and they are compelled to tell him.
So
it's like power persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tells everybody, okay, are we playing fuck with the bug here? What are we doing?
For the audience at home, there's a fly. We're trying to get it.
He totally just where was I?
Season 4.
He makes people tell him his.
Yeah, but that's not where I was going with that.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
I didn't watch that.
He tells everybody he's the devil.
Right.
He does not. But he can't. He could never tell the cop that he kept telling her, but she never believed it. But he could never show her because all of his powers would go away whenever she was around. The end of last season, he finally was able to show her his devil face, which is the burnt version of him.
Oh.
And she saw it and she freaked out because then she finally believed everything he said about him being the devil. This season is the fallout of that, and it's her dealing with. And then there's a prophecy over this season about when Lucifer's first love walks the earth. Evil will come back and destroy the earth. And then they kept thinking it was the cop, but it was actually Eve, from the garden.
Eve, yeah.
So she comes halfway through the season, and they come to get together a little bit, but he's slowly turning further and further back into the devil, because when you see him in the first couple of seasons, he's an angel. So his wings are feathered, they're white. This season, he gets the demonic leathery wings, and his body starts burning slowly, and to the point where at the end of the season, the demons start coming back to Earth to bring him home. And he tells them, "I'm not going home. I don't want to go home." And I was like, "Oh, well, then we don't have to listen to you. You're no longer our king." Because they don't come to Earth because he's decreed as the king. Nobody comes to Earth. Well, once they decide he's not the king anymore, it's like, well, we can do whatever we want.
Right.
So
Nice.
this season is like him leading in that direction, and then all the demons come to Earth, and it kind of comes to a crux where he turns himself into the full demon version of the devil. It's fucking cool. And he tells all the demons, he's like, "You don't belong here. I'm your king. Go home." And there's all these bodies, and they just fall to the ground because they're all possessed by demons, and they're just fuck. The king said to go home. We're going home. And then at the end of it all, he tells the cop, Chloe, it's like, I got to go home. And she's like, "No, you can stay." He said, "They're not going to stay down there unless I go back and become king, and I have to go." And then he opens his wings again. And he's back to being angelic. He's the feathered wings, but he goes to hell. And the series ends with him sitting on top of a giant spire, which is the throne of hell, overlooking all of hell. And he just sits, he goes back to being the king of hell again.
Sounds boring.
As the king of hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's a hell of an arc for a character to basically gain humanity and then reluctantly become king again. That, to me, that's kind of interesting. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's more the idea that over the course of the season, he's been trying to convince people that he is the devil. He tells people, and people just don't believe him. And he's just like, "Oh God!" Even though he's got super strength, he can't be harmed. He does show certain people his devil face, which Freak is always really cool, because whenever he really wants to fuck with somebody, he's usually got him up against the wall and he shows them his face, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this has just got bad." But this season deals with him, people actually starting, he's like, I'm the devil. I was like, "Okay, you're the devil." He's like, wait a minute, I don't want to be the devil.
Yeah.
So it was actually really good. It was tough to get into for me because it seemed so different because they're only 10 episodes, things seem to move faster. It's compared to the TV show where things kind of moved at their own little pace. Right. So it was jarring at the beginning, but once I got into it, I was like, I just binged the rest of the season.
You got like 60% less episodes this season.
Yeah, it really kind of cut, as they say, the chuffa.
But then from what the sound of it sounds like it's better.
No, because there's a fifth season. They're getting another one. Yeah, it only ends with him going back to hell, but it's...
What do you mean only? Like, what else is going to happen?
He could come back. He's left hell before.
But they said that's the final season, right?
The fifth is the final.
They're going to close out the story they had. The only experience I had with Lucifer was I did watch the pilot, and I was like, "Wow, this looks like a dumb procedural show."
It's
and I
from the beginning. And believe me, from the beginning, I've always told people, it's like, look, I can't really be like, you got to watch this show. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
And really, what sells it is him. So if you're really into him as Lucifer, watch the show because he's really good.
I like him as an actor. He's been in other shows.
He was the first. If you watched Once Upon a Time, he was the first Robin Hood before they switched out Robin Hood.
Yeah, and then he was also in a USA show where he was a doctor. I forget the name of it right now. It was one season. It was great. Got canceled.
He's in that movie with oh God, where I think I'm in a romantic comedy or something like that.
Yeah,
he's in that. He kind of finds his way around.
Yeah.
The third season was interesting because it had Tom Welling on the show from Smallville.
What the fuck?
Nice.
Yeah, he was the captain. He came in as the captain of the police, and he was actually Kane.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, and he couldn't. And he was looking for a way to die because his curse is he's immortal again.
Right. So he came to Lucifer.
So kinda. He was hoping at Lucifer they make a pact to kind of figure out. Lucifer says, "I'll figure out a way for you to die. I'm going to help you." But there's a really great episode in the middle of that season where they have to pose as a gay couple in a neighborhood that's an uptight neighborhood.
Wow.
Oh my God, it's fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious.
And what's really funny is they decide, because everything's going planned, it's not really working. So Lucifer decides to step things up. So he has like all these bikini-clad girls and Speedo-clad men jumping around on his lawn with water guns playing around while he's running around in a Speedo barbecuing while they're playing obnoxiously loud metal music in the middle of this suburban.
What the?
That sounds like an awesome episode.
The devil himself.
But the way the charm of the show is him, because just the way he tells people he's the devil with the giant smile on his face, and they don't believe him. They're just like, yeah, right. And he's just like, you don't believe me? I don't care.
Yeah, I just remembered a reference Supernatural did. At one point when they have Lucifer and Sam and Dean are talking to him, or he's talking to the witch, regardless.
Rowena?
Yeah. He's like, oh, what would I do if I go back on Earth? Become a detective?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait,
that was a direct shot.
Yeah.
Because that was the season right before the show came out, was announced, and they took that shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was great, and I like the fact that they went more supernatural with it, as you say. Like,
well, the show has always been really heavy in that. It's just that over 22 episodes, it just gets pulled light.
Yeah.
So the real lore-heavy episodes feature a lot of supernatural aspects to them. Like the second season, one of the Cylons from I can't think of her name at the moment, for Battlestar Galactica, she comes on and she plays their mother, the wife of God. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So God has a wife? Okay.
On this show, she does.
Okay.
So, and then the character of Abinadil, he's an angel, and then he loses his abilities in one season, gets them back, and then in this season, he's actually having a child with the psychiatrist. Lucifer psychiatrist, and it's a half angel. So when it's born, like angels are coming out of the woodwork saying, we're sensing a new celestial. We haven't sensed a new celestial since the beginning of time.
Isn't that called a nymph?
No. Nephilim.
Nephilim. Nephilim.
I like the show. Like I said, I still can't be like, you gotta watch the show. It's either you like it or you don't. Can
you watch season 4 on Netflix without watching the previous 3 seasons?
I think so.
There's gonna be things you don't understand. Okay. You're not gonna understand why Amenadiel is the way he is. You're not gonna understand, but it's still worth a watch. I mean, anything you don't know, it's really easily found out.
It's just 22 episodes. I'm the type of person that I'm a completionist. If I want to watch it, I'm gonna watch it from beginning to end. And it's just 22 episode seasons of rough.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why I'm like, I'm not even gonna joke around. I'm like, I'm not watching this. And it's only because of the previous 3 seasons being 22 episodes.
Yeah, if it was,
I trust Justin, and I trust that I probably would enjoy it, but I'm not gonna do 3 seasons of 22 episodes.
No, I look. This is definitely something like if you got nothing else, which is very rare in this world.
Yeah.
But if there's like a weekend where you're just like, fuck, I've watched everything I want to watch. Well, let me dive into this and see what's going on.
We'll just review season 5.
Yeah, that's fine. So, moving on from that, we all finally watched Krypton Season 2, Episode 1.
Yeah, George and I finally saw it.
Oh, man, it was so good.
I don't know if Joe got around to it.
Joe doesn't watch Krypton.
Nope. You never even saw the first season? Nope. Dude, this is how you do a prequel.
I'm anti-villains before the hero, okay?
No.
I know, it's time travel.
So different. This is so different. This is not them existing
even
before.
Then, yeah. Brainiac has always existed. Doomsday has always existed.
Yes. I'm still more into a show where we have what Joe likes.
Yes.
There's never going to be a show like that.
I
don't. He's going to die angry.
He liked the Transformers comic for 2 issues.
1.5.
I think Joe's only going to like the Marvel shows on the Disney Plus.
No, I don't like those shows.
You don't know they're not yet.
He doesn't even know, and he's like, I'm out.
No, I'm talking about like S.H.I.E.L.D. and
no. The Marvel shows on the Disney Plus.
The upcoming
maybe.
ones.
Yeah, maybe.
No, he'll find something.
I'll watch. Probably.
I'm starting to be a believer of Joe dislike.
No.
I don't know how he makes it through life, really. It's all just angry.
Angry Joe.
Just
Angry Joe's a
No, I will watch
show.
Krypton. I will watch Krypton.
It's great.
If I ever make like a comic, like a comic strip for the newspaper, it's gonna be called Angry Joe. Yeah. And he's gonna be just chewing on a piece of leather the whole time. I hate this.
Why would I be chewing on leather?
It's when you get rabbit animals.
It's like that's the gimmick.
Yeah, that's the gimmick.
See, he already hates that.
Yeah. I love it. Criticizing his own comic.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna characterize me? No, fuck that show.
So what would you bite down on if it's not leather?
Okay, moving on. So we watched Krypton season.
So Krypton season 2 for me was good. Exactly what you said. What you told us last week. I don't remember now if it was on or off air. that it was a good just setup episode.
Yes, it was.
For the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned to George halfway to the premiere, and I was like, dude, we get it. Because at one point I realized every character was reminding us of how long it's been. They kept saying 6 months ago. Oh, it's been 6 months of this and that. And I'm like, yo, I get it.
It was at least 10
It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
it was
don't
every episode said, I'm sorry, every character said it.
And you had to revisit each character, you know,
where they're at, what
and then
they're doing.
you get the little tease of Lobo in the beginning,
Yeah,
and you don't get Lobo until the very end.
But I thought
he was great. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted him earlier.
Yeah,
I like how they're selling it. It's a lot of homework, and the guy doesn't show up to me.
What homework?
Yeah.
Every character reminding you of what happened
It's
last
set
time.
up for the
That,
rest of
that
the
was just like a dumb dialogue thing. That was just like, I guess, to remind us
it was
of
for the
how long
normies
it's been.
who.
But to me, it was great. It was
a lot of sci-fi, a lot of build.
Yeah,
sci-fi.
so that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I was telling George also that I was like, it's really upsetting that Swamp Thing gets canceled after one season because of budget stuff, and it looks good, like high production, and we're seeing the second season of a high concept sci-fi show in the DC universe with high value production that looks like by this premiere, it looks like Game of Thrones level production. Where I believe these people are on another fucking planet.
100%.
It's run by a different, not studio, but like channel. So
it's on Sci-Fi, yeah. It's
right. So
different.
Sci-Fi,
but Sci-Fi is not known for their high budget CG work.
Yeah. To me, it
I
looks
saw
like
unless you watch like Battlestar. Battlestar was really.
Stargate was too.
Battlestar was brilliant.
Stargate was pretty high.
Stargate wasn't on Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi?
Well, it wasn't.
Helix? Helix.
It wasn't.
yes.
I love Helix. That was a great show.
Well, even Dark. What was that?
Dark
one?
Matter.
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter was great.
Huge production value on that show.
Yeah.
It just happened to be like every other show where it's set piece. You know, you don't really get much of the outer ship stuff. You know,
Well,
this seems to be throwing all kinds of
They
Yeah.
kept doing wide angle pans.
I love it,
I was
man.
like,
It was
what?
crazy.
I do like that.
And
when,
the change of the cinematography, I'm sorry, I want to say, like, the change of the cinematography, because in the first season, since it is that, like, that divide of the classes,
Mhm.
so you see a lot of, like, the Segel's point of view from the bottom of Kandor. So a lot of grays and blues and gritty, grimy look of Krypton.
Dirty.
But then now it's like all this sunshine. And, like, even though, like, Zod has taken over.
yeah, it's supposed to be that he had revamped the entire planet.
Right, he's gotten rid of the class system, but then people are seeing it of like, no, this is a good thing. Like, we're unified. But the resistance is seen of like what Zod has done is he's unified by literally getting rid of all opposition,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cool.
That's
Plus, it's
way.
also changed the future too. Because now there is no Superman.
There is no Superman, and Earth is conquered.
Yeah, Earth's conquered.
Earth is
Zod.
conquered and then collected by Brainiac.
Yeah.
I do like they did go to after they get out of the Phantom Zone, they go to Kolu,
Yeah.
Yes.
Brainiac's home planet.
Beautiful.
Well, what
Those
I was
trees.
trying to, it was weird because once he said that, it was a while before he explained it. I was trying to orientate myself. I was like, wait, is this before an extinction or after, or like way after an
I
extinction?
think it's way.
And he explains that, like, yeah, like he literally just left the planet into ruins and caused like some kind of extinction level event. And then now it's been so long that it, like, plant life has just come back on the
Which
planet.
is, I wonder if they did that on purpose because that's exactly Lobo's origin. Lobo was the last Zarnian. He created an experiment, destroyed an entire planet. He's the last one to be alive. His story, his origin is very comical.
I wonder if they're explaining that similar.
I just
way.
want to see if he's got the fucking space hog, the space cycle,
Yeah.
with no cockpit. He's just riding it through fucking space.
Yeah.
It's an iconic look. They have to have him right.
I mean, he
I
looks
even know
great.
that from like one or two comics that I had as a kid of Lobo, and I didn't know who the hell he was, but he looked raw as shit.
Yeah.
The guy that got to play him looks great. He acts great. He's kind of,
And he's Irish.
yeah.
So it's
The accent threw me off.
It's incomprehensible. Even George looked at me and he said, yo, can we put subtitles from now on?
Oh man.
And
It
then
was
you
a little
have
rough.
Seg beating the fuck out of
Brainiac.
Brainiac. Like,
Bloody mess.
obviously not. John,
the first thing George turned to me when they showed Segel in the Phantom Zone, he's like, dude, I love how they did it. Of like, it's different spurts of him in like displaced time.
Yeah.
And he's just going crazy because he has no idea like how long it's been, and he's seeing himself and like these like mirages walking by, and it looks like hell because you don't know how much time it's been, and he's seeing like the future or something where like Lyda's dying,
different events happening.
Yeah,
it could be the future, foreshadowing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I find that really interesting. I thought it was really cool because it's true. Because Lyda, I'm assuming Lyda has to die since Saw doesn't have his mother in his
eventually
past.
She dies. Yeah,
right.
Do they ever say how long before the explosion happened?
Yes,
it was 300 years.
It's 3 generations.
So 3 before. Oh, okay.
So this is
so it's a good
Seg-El is Superman's grandfather.
Okay.
So eventually Seg-El has to have Jor-El.
Right.
Which is weird
because he has a son now with which
he has two. Yes, two.
It's 2 kids.
Oh, that's right.
He's a cheater.
Forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that Joe wouldn't like.
No, I don't care.
No, well, I mean,
he's like, I don't care about the show.
It's a rewriting of history.
Yeah, it's a rewriting
but it does very well.
Zod is the son of Seg-El and Lyda's.
Oh, and they give us Zod's first name.
Drew. Well, no, that's in the comics.
Yeah,
it's in the comics.
It's just we don't hear it a lot.
Dude, I've never heard them say his first name.
It's a few times, not.
Well, yeah. So General Zod is a child of El and Zod.
That's why he was able to release Doomsday from the cryogenic.
It was a lock that needs the blood of both Zod.
Right. That's how it was.
So,
and then his own blood did it because he's both,
which is really cool.
So you gonna keep watching?
Fuck yeah,
1,000%.
Fuck it. You give me high concept sci-fi with a good budget, I'm watching
it. And Lobo, incomprehensible.
We're probably gonna get a spinoff for Lobo.
Yeah,
he's already talking about it.
I can't, like, people are like angry or like loving that. I'm like, I can't say anything because we got 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's not enough.
But it's the concept of, Lobo the bounty hunter running around doing his thing.
But I did love, like, he was the asshole, like, that shot first, asked questions later, where that's literally what he did, where he shot them both and he's talking to them, asked them questions. He goes, oh, yeah, right. You guys are unconscious or whatever. He goes, oh, well. And he reiterates it again, like, yells at them. He goes, you guys are unconscious. Oh, that's right, yeah, whatever. And like he's such a
kind of like Deadpool in a way a little bit.
Yeah, he's such a weird, quirky character. I'm like, but with this incomprehensible ass accent, I'm like, I'm digging it.
Fucking accent, man. Vinny, wait until if you watch it and you get to see it, you'll be like, what is he saying?
Okay, I'll try season 1.
I have to see a little snippet
I can already see
on 2 speed, just for the movie.
You're gonna speed it up. His incomprehensible accent.
I can see it. Huh?
Can you add it to the Plex?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
It is. That's how we watch Crypto.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's already on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, thank you.
My work here is done.
You're in the future already.
I can take credit for this and go home. Okay, moving on to movies. We got the announcement today that Endgame is going to be put back into the theaters.
And everyone lost their shit.
Next week.
Everyone's lost their mind because we got like 7 minutes of extra footage and some teaser in the post credit.
Yeah, we gotta get post credit stuff.
Stupid. Oh, it's a cash grip. Shut up. Watch it or don't
No.
watch it.
Here's the thing. That is not.
You're shitting on other people shitting on something.
And here's the thing. They're not wrong. It is totally done
right.
to beat Avatar.
Of course
That is
it
the
is.
only
But
reason
Avatar
why.
was also re-released, so
I'm not arguing
we're
that.
fighting fire with
I love
fire.
it. Two different kinds of people are going to go watch this. Marvel fanboys and people that just are tired of hearing the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar.
No, I love how these people came out of the woodwork that didn't give a fuck about Avatar before this are now like, oh, this is a cash grab just to capture Avatar. You didn't give a fuck about Avatar 3 months ago.
For real. It's like, yo, tell me the name of the main character.
Jake Sully.
Hey,
Two idiots at work I was arguing with
I don't
today.
know any characters.
Right.
Jake Sully.
Wheelchair guy.
I do know the name of the main. I hate that movie with the fiery passion, but I do know the main character. Jake Sully.
I use it for sleep. You need a good nap, throw an Avatar.
You hear the opening credits.
Is that how you put the baby to sleep? Little baby heel?
Yeah.
That could backfire on you because he could start loving that movie.
Either that.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Avatar's the greatest shit in the world. You're not my son.
Oh, worse, he starts thinking that's how sex is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When do I grow the tail so I can start putting it with other tails?
I mean, at least it's soft sexual assault.
But
He
like-
goes up to a girl, grabs her hair.
Like,
What
I love what I love the most though is the fact that after that movie came out, I was like, so is he fucking that dragon he's riding?
Right?
that movie's so
A little
funny.
bit.
And we're getting 5 more of that dog shit. So fucking stupid.
Well,
Hey,
no, it's an
to be fair,
incomprehensible, I'm not sure.
everyone has shitted on James Cameron before any of his blockbusters, and every time they've become the highest grossing movie.
Oh no,
of
it's gonna
history.
make money.
It doesn't
People
matter.
watch
It doesn't mean the
know.
story's any good.
Right.
The masses,
I would say that's one of the first. That is the first one that money did not match quality.
the masses seem to like it.
Yeah. But hopefully the masses here show up and we get the extra, like 45 mil?
That's 75. That's the last number I
75,
read.
That's all we need.
Are we gonna go see it or?
I'm going to see
Yeah.
it.
I'm
But
down.
you know what's funny? When I posted it on my own personal and not the podcast account, when I posted it, my own fiance replied to it, like, we're going to go see it, right? I just put, I love
So you should put. That's why you have the ring.
Well, technically not right now.
Well, I mean,
you. Yeah.
The ring is out for repair.
I've downgraded her.
This one was just for show.
cut the wire, quick! Cut the podcast.
I'm gonna click this and send it to her.
Honey, we got to knock a few carrots off of that thing. Thanks.
Actually, that's the issue. A few carrots got knocked out.
Kevin changes his phone number.
Kevin moves. Different house. Same block, just different house.
Just rent this to me at least.
He's gonna sublet.
Amir's like, who's Kevin?
I know what you're talking about.
No, but
This is my place all along.
no,
Those are my pictures.
yeah. Amir gets his own face and puts it on Kevin's picture.
Just Eddie Cart like just tapes them all.
Oh,
in.
worse, he puts his face all on
He's my
Who are
boy. What are
you?
you talking
Oh,
about?
I was thinking of replacing your face. I put Jasmine on the female.
There you go, Amir and Jasmine.
No, it's always been me and my dog. So what? I like buying her.
My dog that's anthropomorphic in some of these photos. Don't look at these photos.
Yeah, we're all gonna go see Avengers Endgame.
We do it like Avatar.
Are they calling it like remastered, re-release? Like just
Re-release
call it-
right now.
Well, I
It's
think
still in the movie
Kevin
theaters.
Feige broke it, but there wasn't an official announcement.
Right.
So I guess the official announcement will let us know.
Well, this exists until July.
Probably. It'll probably.
Yeah, you're gonna get at least 2-3 weeks out.
You'll get it off
Good.
torrent. You
No,
burn it?
I see it in the
Oh,
theater.
okay.
I want to see
You need the full experience, my man.
Yeah, we need to go.
So Marvel decided that since DC is not going to be at San Diego Comic Con, Marvel decided, yeah, we will. So,
The quick flip.
Because I love how like people were quoting, and it's true. Kevin Feige said this last year. He said that they were skipping 2018 to come back in 2019, and people forgot about that. And
I forgot about that.
Even we did because we said that they weren't going to be there, and it's true. We all forgot.
So
But then what do you think they're gonna show?
I think you'll get the
Black Widow?
yeah, you'll get
Probably.
like the bare minimum because I think they're going to save their big
Yeah, the
guns for
slate will be shown. The
D23.
slate will be shown.
But then what are they gonna show? Like they can't show a trailer. Nothing is ready.
They can show early footage.
something. Yeah.
Of what?
Black Widow.
Black
Still, it's
Widow.
filming
Oh, that's
right now.
right. That one's filming.
That
No,
one's
you're
filming.
right. You're right.
And they could give
They
you
can
the
put
next
something
movie.
together for
Here's the
Black
thing:
Widow.
they could show you the footage from Black Widow. They could give you the next movie with whether it's going to be Eternals or something, and they could announce actors for that too.
Right,
Yeah.
they could bring out.
They could
Eternals
bring out
actors.
actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they bring out Eternals cast, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then D23, that's where you get the,
The
slate
Yeah, I'm sure.
of all the movies.
How awesome would it be if Keanu Reeves gets announced for MC? Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Keanu Reeves is going to go ahead and do this. And he walks out. It's like, again?
No, the way to do this, if you bring out Keanu Reeves, he has to curate. He has to moderate the rest of the
Well,
I mean,
To me, at this point, this Kiana songs that we're in right now, that's amazing.
yeah.
I mean, I have to agree that this man already owns the year.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
does. He
Oh,
does.
100%.
And he's in Toy Story.
Angelina Jolie asked him out.
Right, I'm
I'm
content with all that.
I
Like,
think
like,
Angelina Jolie
like,
not only
give me
asked him
Keanu
out,
cereal. Like shit.
they went out.
There's a lot of baggage with Angelina Jolie, though. And I'm not talking about her kids. I'm talking about other things.
It's a big man.
They have doctors for that.
I've been over there for some time.
So moving on to, there could be up to 6 villains in the Matt Reeves Batman movie.
You want me to get angry, don't
Yes.
I'm just reading what's in the
Joe,
in the
we
list
can't hear
here.
you. Your hands on your face.
Does that mean your pitch will get high?
you? My what?
Pitch.
Oh, yeah, really high. 6.
So we got maybe 6 villains.
I heard more.
I'm okay with it
Can I-
because from the sounds of those early reports that it is a detective procedural type of thing that he's
Which I'm
following the
hoping
case.
for.
I think he's just like going through the motions of just like going by like every perp or like every suspect that he thinks. So I think the like let's say 2 or 3 are cameos. The rest he might
Okay,
like
I'm
follow
fine with
through,
that.
and there's like 1 or 2 main villains. That's it.
Yeah,
But you know damn well that ain't gonna happen.
We don't.
I don't know.
We don't.
If
There
it's
was
that,
a lot I thought I knew was going to happen with the fucking Planet of the Apes movies that Matt Reeves did 2 of which, and those 2 were fucking incredible.
Are you willing to wager?
it's DC.
That your
it's
baby.
Warner Bros. No, I don't blame DC. I blame
Bet your baby.
I don't
Bet
need-
your baby
No, I'm
on
not
this.
paying my baby.
I don't need a baby anyways.
But Nicole.
No.
I don't want any of that. No, I need money.
Exactly.
So the baby.
I don't need another mouth to feed. I need money.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need more debt.
Are you hopeful?
I'm with.
You're hopeful?
Yeah, I don't think 6 villains. I mean, even from a Warner Brothers standpoint, where they're like just making stupid decisions, I can't see just from a script standpoint. There's no way to make 6 villains even work on the paper. You can't make 6 villains work in a comic.
Yeah,
Let
unless
alone-
it is just cameos.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, it could all be Arkham cameos for all I
Right.
know.
Did you not see Batman and Robin? There was like 5 villains.
There's
It
3.
was a great
3.
movie.
There's 3,
Shut up. No, it's not a great movie.
and you really can't use that as a barometer anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean,
Alright.
look,
But if
I'm,
it is-
I'm upset at 3 villains. 3 villains is way too many for a movie.
Right.
3 villains.
3 main villains.
When you
Not
especially
including cameos.
when you're in, and the ones they're talking about, Catwoman, Penguin, and Riddler.
Those are heavy hitters.
Those are. I mean,
Right.
you could get away with Catwoman being in the movie because you could kind of
Right,
have her play
right,
both
right.
sides.
Correct.
But you either got Penguin, or you got Riddler. And to me, the more interesting of the 2 is Riddler
Right.
because Riddler could really keep that mystery going.
Especially if it really is that rumor of Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
Cast as Riddler.
So
Right.
for me, I mean, now this is probably not the way DC's going to go, but for me, you got Batman, you got Catwoman, who's kind of playing both sides.
Right.
You've got Riddler being your main bad because he's kind of, and this is an early story because this could be the first Riddler appearance in this. So Batman doesn't know it's Riddler yet; it's just following these riddles.
Right.
But then you've got characters like Penguin who come in, and then
Two.
the other 3 are Penguin who. I don't know. You find a place for kind of like Penguin could kind of like be the
Iceberg Lounge. He could be there.
Yeah, the informant.
But what's his
Right.
name?
A glorified arms dealer.
No. The character from I know it's the wrong. Batman Begins. Falcone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the Falcone type character, where he's there, but he's kind of just like a background character.
Yeah, he's there in just like the first 2 arcs.
Yeah.
The
And
first
then,
2 acts.
but the real villain is the Riddler, and then you have the other villains who are making your cameo, and it could be just at the end of the movie when he throws them in the Arkham. Oh look, there's the other two. You know, it could be something like that.
That's
We have-
exactly what I think.
yeah, you know. But if they're gonna do a full-on 6 villain movie, it's gonna be a fucking shambles.
Right.
I mean, really, at this point, how can you follow 6 villain story arc?
As long as Audrey Plaza gets to be Catwoman, I'm okay with it.
Jesus Christ.
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Say it right.
Name.
She's attractive.
Did you?
Huh?
Did you know that?
I know.
I didn't know
Legion.
that the chick from
Legion.
Parks and Rec.
I like her in Legion.
I don't do names, man. I just do like.
Did you guys hear about the Joker? That's a bunch of him looking at mirrors the whole
I
time. You heard that, right? That they said the
heard that, yeah.
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, I heard
the
it's
whole
just an
movie's just-
R-rated, adult, like, artsy movie.
Right.
Yeah, but it really hasn't tried to dissuade you of that. It's pretty much
Right, yeah.
Right.
That's
Sold as
exactly
an
what
art
the trailer
movie.
is showing.
That was pretty apparent. Yeah.
I think Joe just wants to try to find a reason.
Oh,
why.
hell
Well, he
yeah.
doesn't need to find one.
I
As soon
mean,
as they
has
announced
zillions.
Joker's standalone movie, he had his reason.
Yeah, as
Right.
soon as he saw makeup being put on, he's like, nope, not my Joker.
And the fact that they're teasing that Joker in this movie might be an illegitimate child of Thomas Wayne, he's already out.
He's gonna murder someone just because of it.
But no. I mean, that's just a rumor. And to be
No, I'm
honest with
saying
you,
Joe's gonna murder someone.
well, no, that's just a rumor. Shut up. We're all in the same room with him, and there is a knife on the table.
I will not kill none of you. Just a Warner Bros.
No. But if that is true, which right now it's just a rumor, and it's not even a good one. But
And then he kills his mom because of that. Or whatever. Because she tells him, oh, you're...
But for this movie, I could dig it because this movie is being sold completely separate. It's completely different version of this character. So I just want to see what they do with it. To me, it looks like it could be interesting. Will it fit into any lore? Maybe, maybe not.
Probably
But
not, but I'm okay with that.
but I think I could dig. It looks like I'm going to dig Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker a hell of a lot more than I'm going to dig Jared Leto as fucking for a Joker.
That's fine.
And you don't even like the other Joker, so I mean,
Mark Hamill is his Joker.
well, Mark Hamill's everybody's Joker.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you should be watching that.
Shut your mouth. Okay?
So, is there a Batman movie you like?
Is there a Batman
Mask
movie
of the
I like?
Phantasm.
He likes the one where he kills people.
No.
You know,
The first two?
1989. he kills
1989.
someone.
The first. No, I know he does.
1989. He likes that one.
Which
But
was the one?
kills Joker at the end of the movie, but
I
that's
like,
okay.
I like Begins.
Which was the
Begins
one?
was good.
Huh?
Batman
Which was the one
Begins.
with
Bat Nibbles.
Bat Nibbles?
Oh, that's
Uh,
Forever and Batman and Robin.
Batman
What
Robin.
year is that?
93 and
Clooney,
95.
Holy shit, dude.
Freeze.
Okay, I'm a layman and I
Freeze.
I have no problems like that to be like, how do you be a fan and not like anything they make about it? Be a fan of?
Because I like the comic. He's a comic book character. I don't need real life. That's what Nolan went for. Oh, it's a real life guy. No,
But those movies were dope as fuck.
no, they were not.
They were.
He didn't do one slight of detective work.
Ding, ding, ding. Put on the boxing gloves.
But I agree, the first two were better. But you know,
The
when
first
he
one to
died,
me
he
was
became
good.
the part three.
I really like Batman Begins.
Right.
Great origin.
Yeah.
Night and the other one.
That's because you don't like the Joker.
So
No, another thing.
Black Adam might have found its director. I haven't heard this one.
And the worst part is like I don't remember the name, so and I can't find who
So
yelled at
He
the set.
just worked with
But
him.
it's just cool. That's like okay, it's solidified that something is happening.
Well,
in,
apparently,
like, what,
apparently
the 8 years that Dwayne Johnson was casted.
Yeah,
in
but
that?
they're not even giving it to him. I heard they're like
That's a rumor.
right. It's a huge room. I know.
But
but
then again, The Rock just won an MTV something award,
Mhm.
and he was given to him by Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
That's
just saw
where
the
the memes come from because he's giving it to him and they're
See,
apart. So they put.
I like Shazam.
You like Shazam?
Yeah, I said that.
Great.
It's a good
Well,
movie.
he liked Wonder Woman.
Sorry,
too.
I
Right.
forget the things you like. They're so few
And I
far
like Man of
between.
Steel.
Oh,
Man of
yeah,
Steel
he
is
did
great.
like
Man of Steel was awesome.
Okay, there
See?
you go.
I like good movies, not shit movies.
How'd you feel about Aquaman?
Ugh.
Yeah, he didn't like that one.
Ugh.
What's the beef with that? It wasn't.
It was Jason Momoa. He wasn't blonde.
No,
He was-
I'm okay with Momoa. With Surfer Dude, it's okay.
Keep in mind, Momoa did start out on Baywatch, so
He can swim.
He's a bro.
And Stargate.
Yeah.
Stargate.
Sorry,
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Look at
Atlantis,
that.
right,
He comes back full
Name-
circle.
so-
name his character.
He was Aqualad. man.
You
He
know,
was Aqualad.
Ronan Dex.
Yes, Jesus,
Nice Aqualad.
dude. Hey, Stargate Atlantis was great.
Came in second
I
season.
like
I
it.
saw.
And then he cut his hair in the 4th season, I think it was.
I think so. He had the best weapon though. He had that fucking
And then he grew his hair out.
6-shooter blaster.
Yeah, it's just like okay, so he gets the best weapon, and he's also big, strong, and an alien. Cool.
So moving on to trailers, we have 3 to talk about. We got The Kitchen, which
Well, that's if we saw that.
I saw the trailer. I saw The Kitchen.
I actually didn't.
No.
You didn't watch it?
Same.
No.
Okay, which ones did you watch? Did you watch Dr. Sleep?
No, tell me about Kitchen. I actually want to hear
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, you want to hear
'Cause
about it?
I heard it's a comic book adaptation, and I'm like, I've never heard of that.
Me
It's a comic book adaptation, but it's not like your regular comic book movie. It's Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elizabeth Moss.
Which sounds like a comedy to me. I'm like,
But it's
what?
not. It's got comedic. I think it's got comedic elements to it a little bit, but it's a drama. It's a full on drama. The whole thing is that their husbands are Irish mob, and they all get arrested.
I did hear about
And
it.
then
The husbands. Okay.
and they have to take over the Hell's
business,
Kitchen,
the
the
business.
business.
Right.
So it's basically that movie that came out, Widows.
Yeah,
You can say it.
Damn. Can we just downplay the movie?
but if you
Yeah.
watch the trailer though, the
Like-
trailer's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend watching the trailer.
Like Avatar's Pocahontas.
Or Dance with Wolves.
Or Dance with Wolves, Man Called Horse.
Yeah.
I mean, the story's been done. We know.
The next trailer, Doctor Sleep.
I did watch it.
I loved
did.
that fucking trailer.
It's good. It's good. I mean,
What's interesting?
No, okay, let me not overhype it. I didn't love it. I really like it.
right. I
As a fan of The Shining,
See?
as a fan
I
of The
like
Shining, I really dug this trailer. But then, like a lot of people, because I'm not familiar with the book,
Me
and
and
I'm not familiar with the original source material of either Doctor Sleep or The Shining.
Well, here's the thing. What is your interpretation of The Shining?
It's the movie.
The
I only
Stanley
know
Kubrick
the movie, right? That's
Okay.
the only one I
That's
know.
the one that Stephen King hates.
Right.
So this is going to be completely different from that.
No. So then, okay. So the director of Doctor Sleep, Mike Fleming, who did Mike Flanagan. Goddamn it, Mike
Fleming?
Yeah, I was thinking of Ian Fleming,
Ian
who does
Fleming, right.
James Bond.
Ian Fleming's brother.
Yeah. Mike Flanagan, who did that horror
That's a
Haunting
weird
on
movie.
Hill House,
Fuck that.
Okay.
which was incredible on Netflix.
Totally underrated movie.
It was awesome. What?
Fuck that horror.
Jesus.
He said that he did Doctor Sleep and like blending, so
Yeah,
he
you watched
adapted the book,
Okay.
but with aspects of it still being a sequel to
The
the
Shining.
Stanley Kubrick
Yeah, because
Shining.
now that you say that, if I remember the trailer correctly, all the scenes are cut from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Uh-huh. And they're all his recreations.
reshot. Yeah, they're
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard they're
the only thing they could not recreate
was the blood, right?
The bloody hallway.
Right.
That they just they got the remastered version and just replayed it in the trailer.
Because CG.
But it was cool, like
Seeing
seeing older Danny
Tourist, yeah.
revisiting the hotel.
Yeah,
Is he gonna have his friend in his finger?
But it's cool because it's not like a sequel in the sense of like following those events to the T. It's just him, just a raging alcoholic dealing with people in the hospice, and he befriends a young girl who has his same
and then he finds more
abilities
people.
and whatever.
Right.
So he kind of like takes her under his wing. Right. He calls the ability his Shining.
Well, that's what
she has the
Scatman
same
Brothers
thing.
told him. It's called The Shining.
Right.
Spoilers. Some of us haven't seen the movie.
From
What? The Shining?
Yeah.
Like
What?
30
40 years ago.
For real?
Yeah. What, you expect all of us to see these movies?
It's played in the background.
It's like-
Not something.
It's a classic.
And even if we don't see it, I think
So is Donnie Darko. I mean, if you have seen it.
Donnie Darko's not a classic.
Yes, it is.
Donnie Darko
It's
is
a
such
cult
good
classic.
movie.
Classic is in there.
Cult classic. Yeah, I've never watched it.
Do yourself a favor.
No, I'm not.
Have you seen Primer?
Yeah, it's on.
Great.
Absolutely awesome.
I think I want.
But then I've seen way
that's
too many time travel movies.
That's a movie for. That's a discussion for later.
Okay.
But Doctor Sleep was cool, and it stars Obi-Wan.
Right.
So the third trailer we have, which I did watch this one too. Ready or Not. Anybody watch this?
No.
What did you think? This is the one I loved.
I did too.
Fuck.
I didn't know what to expect going
Me
in.
neither.
I'd heard, but I was just like, I'm gonna watch this. Once I'm watching this fucking movie, especially since it looks like it's gonna turn and become something really cool. So
What's funny is, as I know Joe always brings up like Collider Video, Collider Live, and whatnot. The thing that got me to watch the trailer because I saw the thumbnail, and I'm like, I can't see that. I don't know what that is.
who didn't see the trailer?
I did not.
You didn't see
I'm
the
looking
Okay.
it up.
Okay, so the premise of this movie is a woman marries into a family. Okay, when she marries into the family, before she could actually become
It's a
part-
rich, like aristocratic family.
they're in like a big mansion, like a big old style, like 1800s mansion.
Jesus.
And before she could become a part of the family, she's got to play a game. So they set her up to pick what the game, and like there's board games all over this house, and they set her up.
That's the family's fortune.
Yeah, okay.
Is there like royal
Game makers?
Yeah. So the whole
old money?
So they set her up to pick a game. She picks hide and seek, and they tell her, "You got to hide." And she's like, "What? For how long?" And she's like, "Well, if you last until morning, you win." And she's like, "There's no way to win, right?" It's like, "Well, if you last till morning, you win." And she's like, "I don't want to do that." And then she goes and hides, and then everybody starts getting weapons and starts hunting her through the house.
Why would you pick hide and seek?
Well, it was like a randomizer thing. Like she pulled a card out, and it said hide and seek, and she's like, "All right."
They were probably all
And then
hide
her
and seek.
husband comes in and was like, "Look, I knew this was happening. I had to play along, but we need to, basically we need to get you out of here." But the whole thing is them hunting her down. And it just looks fucking hilarious and crazy.
And they keep accidentally killing like the maids
Yeah,
and the wrong people thinking it's
like
her.
one guy gets a shotgun, one guy gets a crossbow. He's like, "Oh fuck, what am I supposed to do with this?" And you actually see him in the trailer. He's like looking up a YouTube video on what to do with a crossbow.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
You're laughing, but the trailer does not play like a comedy. It's played
It's
like
dark.
It's dark.
It's a horror survival.
the laughter comes from your interpretation of the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because eventually there's another girl, she's like, "Oh, I didn't bring my gun." And he's like, "Oh, fuck, well, here, you can have mine," which is a crossbow. And then another maid comes in, "I just saw her, the crossbow goes off and through her head."
So good. So
I'm ready to watch.
So the only reason why I even bothered with the trailer, because again, I didn't like the thumbnail or the name, and it didn't catch my attention, was I can't remember who it was, Joe, from Collider Live or Video, described it as it's
Sorry, Perry.
Your Next meets Clueless, and I was like, no, not Clueless. What's the Clue? It's Your Next meets Clue.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm kind of sold on that because I loved Your Next, which is almost the same premise, but just like it's a middle class family, and then the girl turns out to be a badass, like a survivalist from like since she was like 4 or whatever.
I've actually seen that.
That's a great survival horror. So then when I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm fucking in. As soon as she's hiding and they kill the maid, I'm like, oh, I'm already in on this.
But since you watch the trailer and it turns out it looks like she turns and she starts fucking killing the family, It's like, oh, this looks like it could become really badass.
What sucks is the trailer reveals that there's something about it, like they have to do a ritual with her.
Yeah, but they don't tell what. They make it sound like
like the dad of the family says something about like, oh, if we don't kill her, we'll all die.
It's probably something like they worship some weird pagan god that's where their fortune comes from, and that if they don't sacrifice somebody to them, their fortune's
so cliche.
Yeah.
But no, I'm probably
But that's not really to watch the movie. The movie's to watch what's going on.
I'm gonna be the one guy laughing in the movie theater. So.
No, you won't be the one guy because it looks fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And the best part, like it looks unintentionally funny.
Yeah, like like
that's
I said,
my favorite humor.
Yeah,
you're gonna your interpretation is what's gonna bring it out.
Yeah. So of all the trailers, that's the one that I love.
How do you feel, Joe?
I was watching it on screen. It looks
good.
So, in the interest of not going over 2 hours, because we were asked not to go over 2 hours, I think we should wrap it up here. Next week, I do want to get into this idea that you had brought up about the integration of the Fox property into MCU.
Yeah, the whole Fox merger with Disney.
Spotlight movie. See, it's coming out. It's a good movie.
What?
Oh,
you're right. It's Fox Searchlight.
Searchlight.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Ready or Not is a Fox Searchlight.
Yeah.
So you're right, dude. That's cool.
So I think we should put that on the docket for next week. So
I'm down.
Tune in next week for that discussion. We'll try to keep the movie section minimal so we can really get into that discussion.
That'll be hard because Toy Story is this week.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to get to see it. I'm going out of town. So.
Right.
Okay.
So we can push that one.
That's fine.
But yeah, we'll do that next week. So tune in next week. Remember, check us out on social media.
Rogue Nation Pod on social media.
On social media. And we're on YouTube now, so if you don't want to listen to us on a
Stitcher, Spotify,
and you want to listen to us on YouTube, you can listen to us on YouTube. And give us a review. Let us know how we're doing. If we suck, if we're good, whatever. We don't care. Just tell us something.
Tell us how much you hate Joe for not liking her.
Yeah, really.
Who's worse, Joe or Kevin?
Well, according to Miguel at work, Kevin. What's up, Miguel?
So
I think we all voted you.
Stop complaining, dude.
Nah, Joe's the backbone of the show. Joe's the reason why we do this.
Yes. No, I'm not.
Try to get him to watch something good.
No, I just come on. He's like for everything we talk about positively, he's the one that comes back around. Oh, guys, it's shit.
Yeah. He's the heel.
We can't.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'd be in the same boat. I just don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't want it exactly.
So tune in next week, and we'll see you guys later.
Later.
Rogue out.
Rogue out.